What's up, gang? It's Becco again. We've got another scales analysis from PNWR. This time it's Shuyun Tang's fourth place routine. I think Shuyun is a super interesting player. He's usually known for his pretty technical concepts, but over time I think he's kind of strayed away from that, and he's now developed himself into a pretty diverse player. Not only does he still do technical stuff, but he also has a few really solid combos in other trick departments, like hop combos, neck tricks, over the head stuff, and horizontal. I think this freestyle is really good, and the main reason is because he does a really good job at emphasizing the tricks he does with space use. You'll see more in the video once we watch his freestyle, but nevertheless, let's get started and watch the tricks he's doing. Now, right off the bat, this first combo has some pretty interesting space use. He crossed his arms in that first element. He's going behind his wrists with these tricks here at the end. I like how he crouched from that 1.5 whip. I think that is a pretty easy way to get the judges to see that you're making some effort with space use, as long as it's intentional. I think stuff like that has some impact on performance elements in terms of maybe things like the mood of the freestyle. Regardless, I like this tech combo a lot. I like how he kind of uses zoning on both sides of his arms. It doesn't really score too high, but I think it being a really well put together tech combo has some good impact on his trick diversity. I really like that over the head triangle element as well. I give that 2 clicks. Now I've got a more slack combo here. He does have one small stumble, as you can see right there, but he's moving right on still. And what I like about these is that the yo-yo is always in momentum as well as the string. With that slack, is kind of like a 5/8 E fan style trick. Overall, just really appealing to watch. And this combo scored pretty well too. I like that ending too, with the arm landing. Now I've got some railing tricks from Shuyun, as you can see here. Put some effort into space use by kind of shooting the yo-yo up in the middle of that trick. Another cue was him crossing his legs while landing that chopstick a few seconds ago for space use and showmanship. Really like the sequencing of that with the hop behind his arm. And there was a few absolute elements at the end there that were pretty easy to score too. Now I've got a really cool neck trick. It's very concise, scores well, and he uses it to segue right into his hop combo, which is also very solid. I gave that cross arm element over his head too because it was quite difficult. That arm slack combo, as well as this ending, also very difficult elements, and great for trick diversity because he's doing an arm trick that's really well mastered, difficult and unique. Now we've got some horizontal. He has quite a few pretty unorthodox hops, as you can see here at the end of the combo, which I enjoy. I gave 1 or 2 of those +2 as they were quite difficult. Now we've got some front style from Shuyun, pretty solid stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but very solid. I think this combo in his freestyle is super interesting. Nobody's really doing a trick like this on stage, and really good for space use, variation. That element where the yo-yo revolved around his leg was also just wild too. I gave that 2 clicks. Now I've got another technical trick from Shuyun. This one's a classic of his, I would say. I really like this ending he added onto it where he catches the slack over the head. Great for space use, and overall just looks so cool. I find this hop combo really interesting. It's at the end of his freestyle, and I don't know, he had I think 1 or 2 mistakes in there, but I think that definitely kind of was the weakest trick in his freestyle. The reason being is that it was really hard to score. The way he was turned, it was kind of turned away from the judges and the camera. So I wasn't really sure if he was hitting or missing elements. And besides that, I kind of feel like the setup for that trick is just kind of wonky. It's not completely horizontal. It's horizontal at a weird angle. And the way he turns, as I said, it kind of makes it hard for the judges to score. So I think that trick probably set him back a bit in terms of results. He actually had a pretty solid horizontal earlier on in the freestyle. Also that horizontal under the leg trick early too. So I feel like he didn't really need to do a horizontal trick there. I think the one advantage was that it's good for space use, and it was kind of a nice ending to the freestyle. I know he also used it to end his West Coast freestyle too. But overall, I feel like that wasn't the best trick and not the best way to end the freestyle from a scoring perspective. Anyways, as I mentioned in the beginning here, I think some of Shuyun's best qualities are that he has amazing trick variation. I just mentioned he did 3 different horizontal tricks in that freestyle. Also did a hop combo. He had some neck stuff, over the head stuff, and really, really, really clever technical tricks as well. He's really a complete package in that regard. Other qualities of Shuyun's freestyle is that he has great space use. As you can see, he was really emphasizing a lot of the elements he was doing with his body. He also put a really big effort into making that freestyle seem like some sort of showcase or performance. Great showmanship in terms of hand gestures to the audience, him kind of moving his body in a very, I would say, rigid way that kind of worked with the song well. And then I think the biggest advantage he had was that he had so few negatives. I think he ended the freestyle with something like -8. I feel like the average for a 3 minute nowadays is something like 15 or more negatives. Players really try to cram a lot of tricks in their freestyle, but I think Shuyun really evenly spreads out his tricks, and that's really smart. It didn't look like anything he was doing was too difficult for him to land. He gave himself a bit of time in between tricks as well, which is a really clever strategy. He didn't win this contest, unfortunately, but he did place 4th, which is really, really good for this level of competition. I think if Shuyun wanted to place higher, some things he could do were maybe do a smarter combo than that last trick, something that the judges can score clearly. Maybe add in a few more sort of common or typical elements that players are doing, maybe some more hooks, for example. Yeah, and I think overall, I think he has a really interesting grasp on performance. I would say it's very good. I would give this great performance evals. But his tricks, while being very unique and clever, aren't fully there from a scoring perspective. What he does have to his advantage is that he's able to go really clean, and I think it's a really good place to work from here because he just kind of has to like incrementally add more tricks over time, which is not too difficult, but overall really unique freestyle. I enjoyed it a lot, and let us know who you want to see an analysis for in the comments below. Peace.